And just like that, we're at the end of May. So here is a garden update. This is part of our front yard. We have a bunch of daisies that have decided to retransplant, but all of our other perennials are starting to come up, and it's just such a wonderful time seeing the new growth and remembering what colors are going to appear. Obviously some weeding that needs to get done, but we're just enjoying life right now. Next we have our painted daisy starting to bloom. And then the rest of the front yard, where again, so many things are coming up and just filling in so nicely. Part of this area was here when we moved in, and we've just continued to fill it in with more things from family and other things that just make us very happy to be seeing. And of course, the lilacs are in bloom, and it is delicious out here. I don't know about you, but I have an insane amount of cilantro and other just little flowers popping up all over the place. And so our front area is just exploding with flowers and colors and things that we don't necessarily know what they are, but we're excited about them. And this is our salad bowl area for my daughter. She loves that, as well as some flower arrangements from 3 of my kids. And next, look at this huge rhubarb leaf. So this area, we're waiting for ground cherries to come up, as well as trying to figure out how to keep our chickens out so that weeds stop coming in there. But that's okay. We're loving the chickens and we're enjoying them. So we're just kind of waiting on this area. There's some peas and other flowers in here. But those chickens just live right over there, and they like to come visit. It has been an insanely wet year, so we haven't made it back to this area with a lawnmower yet, which is proving to cause lots of things to grow that we don't want to grow. So we're hoping the rain holds off here soon. But this area is normally a little more well manicured. We have some apples appearing, and in the next section here we've got some of our cherries that are starting to form on the cherry tree, so those will be fun. And in the garden there are strawberries that are starting to emerge, and so many blossoms. I hope this year is like last year, where it kind of goes on all summer long and we'll be able to stock our freezer. This over here is our blueberry bushes, and they already have blueberries forming as well, so that's going to be exciting. Probably not enough to do anything other than snacking on them, but that's okay. We'll still enjoy them. And then the asparagus section, a lot of these are starting to go into their fern stage. They're really young yet, so we've only gotten a handful of asparagus, but within the next year or so, we should be getting a really good crop. And then as you can see here, it is so wet. So wet. This is a back section that my son wanted to put in. So we put in some carrot seeds. You just saw the sweet potatoes. This row has some sunflowers starting to emerge in it. Those will be for our chickens mainly. And then the next few rows, there's some corn. See if I can get a little closer here. Oh, there we go. There's a couple of corn that are starting to pop up in this section, but lots of weeding that still needs to happen around here. But again, it's just it's so wet, so wet. So we are taking things one step at a time and just seeing what we can accomplish. And then of course we get things weeded, and then the rain comes. This area over here is where we had dill and cherry tomatoes and ground cherries, but it is a swamp. This side we put in corn over here, and you can kind of see there's some corn popping up. But again, it got dumped on with rain, so we're not quite sure. Some patty pans, some watermelon, We have a few zucchini that have come up. One section of our potatoes here, they're doing quite well despite the rain. Oh, cute little kids are growing too. This is our carrot section. Those are popping up, and then there's Brussels sprouts, and then the very back is broccoli. We have some carrots that we left in here from last year, so they're starting to come up again. We have sweet peas along the fence here, and then when we get to the back, we've got some cucumbers that are going to grow up around this fencing system on each side, as well as a bunch of tomatoes that popped up from last year. So we're going to be struggling with figuring out how to get some of these tomatoes into other places. But this is the other potato section. Part of it is pretty wet. The other part of it I just kind of hilled a little bit more. And then we have our beets and golden beets that are starting to come up. Lots of thinning out and kind of rearranging going to have to happen there once it dries out a little bit. And then this next section, we've got tomatoes and then peppers. I actually killed a bunch of my tomato plants and bought some, and then a million of them emerged in the garden. So wouldn't you know it, it's just my luck. We spend a little bit of money and then we ended up with a lot more free plants, so it's fine. Last but not least, we discovered this chicken of the woods mushroom on a tree on our property. So we're going to try that this year. We were hoping to find one, and magically it appeared at our house.